Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
Shocking and disturbing details rocked the region after Brooke Cruz took the stand in the murder case of Savannah Greywind. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. The trial is expected to start up again in less than an hour, with Savannah's former boyfriend and the man now caring for her child expected to take the stand. In yesterday's gripping testimony, Cruz says that Hain put a rope around Greywind's neck and he pulled it tight and said, quote, "If she wasn't dead before, she is now." William Hain is on trial for being a co-conspirator in the murder of the pregnant 22-year-old. We will have more on this story tonight at 5 on Valley News Live. Let's get a live look outside. It's turning out to be a pretty decent fall day after a really cold start. For what we can expect, let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green.
That's right. Our temperatures this morning dipped down into the freezing range. Some frosty conditions this morning in places like Langdon, where we dropped down to 30. We hit 32 in Cando, and Foston also dropped down to the 30-degree mark. Grand Forks not very far off of freezing, and Fargo was down to 37. So a chilly start. We're recovering. We're in the 50s, 55 degrees in Fargo and 53 in Grand Forks, and we'll continue that climb a few more degrees this afternoon thanks to that southwesterly wind, and at times it is gusting into the 20s, and that will continue, so it's going to be breezy. You can see some clouds have streamed in into the valley, but also some areas of rain too up in the northern valley. Rock Lake, Cavalier, up around the Walhalla area, seeing some showers, and that's just going to continue drifting its way to the south and east through the rest of the afternoon and this evening. So our chances for rain throughout the valley increasing as we move through the day. Some of us will see that sooner up north, those of us in the south a little bit later. So kind of turning a little more gray, and with that chance for some rain coming up this afternoon. We'll have more in your hourly planner and a look at your 7-day forecast too coming up in just a little bit.
Look forward to it. Thank you, Lisa. A man from Minneapolis was arrested after running from police in Bemidji, then crashing into a tree and a vehicle. Police say yesterday, just before 11 at night, 25-year-old Donald Negron was driving in the city without his lights on. When police tried to stop him, he took off, reaching speeds of 80 miles an hour. He was eventually arrested on multiple citations, including third-degree DWI. 3 other people were also in the vehicle. One was taken to the hospital for injuries. The other 2 ran from the scene. 2 young men were arrested after robbing a man they wanted to sell drugs to with a knife. Authorities say 19-year-old Brennan Hutchins and a 17-year-old boy, both from Fergus Falls, had been in contact with a 24-year-old man from Frazee to sell drugs to. When the man from Frazee arrived at their home in Fergus on Monday, the 2 young men took $400 in cash from him. Police eventually chased down the suspects and took them in. They were both arrested for aggravated robbery and second-degree controlled substance. One person was arrested for DWI after a crash in Polk County. Police say 42-year-old Jeremy Burwell of Grand Forks and 21-year-old Brady Scallett of Thief River Falls crashed into each other at an intersection in Keystone Township. Scallett was treated for minor injuries. Burwell was not injured, but was arrested for suspicion of DWI. We now know who's asking the questions tomorrow when a California professor tells Congress that Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh attacked her 36 years ago. Tracy Potts has the latest developments from Washington.
For quite a bit.
Unlike Republicans have hired Rachel Mitchell, a veteran sex crimes prosecutor from Arizona, to question Dr. Christine Blasey Ford and Judge Brett Kavanaugh tomorrow.
We want this hearing to be handled very professionally, not a political sideshow.
If they don't trust their own 11 white male Republican senators to ask questions without blowing up, and they've got to bring in a ringer to cover for them, that tells you all you need to know. 2 other women are making sexual misconduct allegations against the Supreme Court nominee, but neither is set to testify before a vote Friday. One is expected to go public today. The other, Deborah Ramirez, claims Kavanaugh exposed himself to her in college. Her attorney says she has witnesses and wants to testify, but Republicans won't cooperate.
We can't even talk with the Senate Judiciary Committee about what that would look like, and they certainly haven't invited her. So at this point, it's a moot question.
President Trump insists the allegations are political.
The Democrats are playing a con game, C-O-N. a con game. Is there anything to shame?
Lawmakers say they'll listen to Ford's testimony.
But if there's nothing new here, I am not going to deny him a promotion to the Supreme Court based on a 35-year-old accusation.
There is no reason to do this before there is an investigation. It's disgusting, it's disgraceful.
But it's happening with a vote the morning after.
Now, that vote on Friday morning is not the final vote. Officials still don't know when the full Senate will consider this confirmation, but Senate leaders said they want to get it done quickly. In our consumer alert this afternoon, that home or car loan of yours is expected to get a little more expensive later today. The Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates. The hike in the key rate would be a quarter point to a range of 2 to 2.25%. It would be the third increase this year and the 8th since late 2015. At least one more hike is expected before year's end. The strong performance by the U.S. economy is fueling the increase, powered by this year's tax cuts and increased government spending. Music superstar Prince is slated to receive an honorary degree tonight from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. The university says it was preparing to award the Purple One with the high honor before his death. Prince's sister will receive the degree. Tonight's program will include performances from the university's School of Music as well as special guest artists.